Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And one of the most valuable lessons that I've learned is that when I am going on a trip, don't procrastinate. I literally saved everything until today. Taking the dogs to the hotel, going to the bank, packing, doing laundry. I have not done laundry. I haven't even started packing yet. My husband has been so kind as to go out to dinner with his good friend, his best friend. It is currently 7:51 so that I could film videos here because we like to have music playing and dance around while we're packing and stuff. So he's been doing that, and I'm trying to get videos done, finish my videos. And I was like, I want to have all my videos done today. I want to make all my videos for tomorrow because I was so excited about certain things that I wanted to talk about in all my different videos. I had two reviews that I wanted to do. And then I wanted to just kind of sit down at the end and unwind and do two meditation videos, one for today and one for tomorrow. And I thought this is a really peaceful way for me to kind of wrap up my day and then go pack. And then I'm gonna go get a fountain pop with my good Judy Tanya and go to sleep, get a couple hours of sleep. I can never sleep the night before vacation. So I'm so excited. We are going to San Diego, California to visit my brother-in-law and his girlfriend, and then we are doing some fun stuff out there and just kind of hanging out. It's gonna be a very relaxing trip, and I'm super excited about it. I bought a book at the bookstore today, and well, at Target I bought it, and I've got a good audio book to listen to. I wanna get some movies to watch, so I'm super excited about this. All right. Can you tell? Okay, let's get into this. I'm gonna just randomly pick books out. I have not read from any of these meditation books today, so I'm just gonna randomly pick these out, and it's September 25th, and we will go in here and see what the meditation is for today. Knowledge versus wisdom. This is from the daily book of Positive Quotations by Linda Picone. Universe, please speak to me. I need some calming, peaceful energy to carry me through until I get to the airport tomorrow. Okay. Now, you can tell I'm like, I am so giggly, excited, fun. I'm like a kid, you know, like before Christmas on going on a trip. I get so excited. Okay. Knowledge versus wisdom. Knowledge can be communicated, but not wisdom. Herman Hesse was also one of my mom's favorite authors. Knowing things is not the same, and it may be Hess. I know people, they pronounce it differently, so I don't know. Knowing things is not the same as being wise. Knowledge is the accumulation of facts and information. Wisdom is knowledge tempered by experience and perspective. We can acquire knowledge from others. Becoming wise is a journey that we each must travel on our own. I want to learn as much as I can from every possible source. This will help me be smarter and more knowledgeable. But however knowledgeable I may become, there is no shortcut to becoming wise. I have to live and experience success and failure day by day. Okay, so I have this kind of corny, maybe weird, I don't know, maybe it's not. Maybe you guys will be like, oh, that totally makes sense. Analogy for my life. You know, I've talked on here a lot about how I look at life as this school that you never graduate from. You know what I mean? And you just kind of like when you learn a lesson, you go to the next level and whatever. That is how I look at my life, but I also look that there are teachers that are, you know, put into my life, and I love the Buddhist saying that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I have been so blessed to have so many wise teachers in my life, and they have come in many, many different forms. Some of the wisest teachers I've had do not look fundamentally wise. They don't look like people that you would think, oh, these are really wise people, but I've learned some very valuable lessons from them, you know? I think when I look at somebody that has wisdom, or I think, oh, that person is wise, it's not just because they're book smart. It's not just because, you know, they've got it figured out or whatever. It's typically because they've gone through a lot in their life, and they've learned a lot from the things that they've gone through. And then they are also willing to take that and pass that on to somebody else and say, hey, listen to what I've gone through. It's about turning your wounds into wisdom, as Oprah says. And I love that saying, you know. It's about taking whatever your story is, whatever tragedy you've gone through, or, you know, delight, if that's the case, and sharing that with somebody else to help them through it later, you know. And I always tell people when they reach out to me and they say, like, I've gone through this and I don't know what to do with it, and You know, I don't know like what purpose this has served in my life. Maybe some of us go through things because our purpose is to save or help somebody else go through it, you know, that they won't be so alone. Maybe we went through something and we felt extremely alone. Maybe you will appear for somebody else and you will be their teacher, you know, when they're going through it, so they don't have to go through it alone. I think wisdom is something that other people share, you know, it's life experience. It's going through something and saying, this is what I went through and I got to the other side. And, you know, I know a lot of knowledgeable people that are not wise. And I don't know a lot of wise people that aren't knowledgeable, but their knowledge is different than like book smarts or straight A's on a report card. It's not even really street smarts, it's world smarts, you know? And it's how to kind of maneuver through the world to maintain peace and serenity, how to get along with others, how to be happy, joyous, and free, and how to have a life beyond your wildest dreams. And that doesn't mean that things aren't going to happen to you. It's wise people know how to handle those things when it happens to them, you know, that they don't react, they respond, and they don't become overly dramatic, you know, and they try to stay peaceful and serene. And when they fall on their face, they try to pick themselves back up and learn from the experience. You know, they take accountability for their actions and things like that. And, you know, they yearn to be the best version of themselves on a daily basis. I don't think that I will ever be somebody that people go, Peter Monn is so wise. I don't believe that will be the case, okay? Funny, I can hope for. Wise, I don't know. But, you know, I do think that for me, that is what I aim for on a daily basis, is looking at people like that in my life. And I have many of them. You know, I've been blessed, like I said, to have friends, you know, mother, sister types, father, brother types, you know, like just mentors in my life, teachers that have been so gracious with sharing their life experiences with me, you know, and I wouldn't be who I am today had they not, and I'm so thankful for that, you know. I have people all the time that share their experiences with me, and I grow from it all the time, you know, and but you have to be open to the lesson. I think that's it. I was talking about that earlier in another video. I did a Q&A for my Peter Monn channel. I was talking about that on there, that I think it's important to remain teachable. Was it that video? You know, like I used to say that a lot. You know, you have to remain teachable. You have to remain open to the lesson. If you don't remain open to the lesson, you're not going to learn the lesson, you know? Have you ever met people that you just really can't teach them anything? Like they've really, at 25, 30, they've learned everything, you know? And what a sad world that is, you know? I know that I'm not even anywhere near the bottom of the mountain of learning. You know what I mean? I've got so far to go to learn about myself. And I know I'll never reach it. You know, I know I'll never get to the very top of that mountain and go, okay, like I have figured it all out, you know? But what a sad world when you think that you have no room for growth, you know, and there's no room for you to learn anything by what you've gone through. I think that's kind of a sad space, you know? So, okay, let's pick one more meditation. Let's do, since it's getting so late tonight, and some of you will watch this tonight, Nightlight by Amy Dean. The reason I don't typically read these is because some of these are very recovery-based, and also sometimes they tend to be a little religious, and that doesn't bother me. I kind of read through that and take what I like and leave the rest, but I know that sometimes people have issues with that. So, okay. September 25th. We should think seriously before we slam doors, before we burn bridges, before we saw off the limb on which we find ourselves sitting. Richard L. Evans. Many of us have difficult days. People disappoint us. Events or circumstance upset us. Anger may be our sole feeling at such times. Unfortunately, we may act upon that anger hastily by saying things we later regret. By making short-sighted decisions, or even by slamming a door in someone's face. Sometimes the slammed door won't open again. Sometimes people we insult or snap at will back off from us. Sometimes decisions we make in anger and haste cannot be changed, or may take considerable time and effort to undo. Angry moments do not have to erupt into fiery volcanoes. If we learn to sit with our anger a while until we are calmer and more rational, we can avoid shameful, regretful results. Today's anger does not need to erupt tonight toward any person, place, or thing. Tonight we can let the dust settle and tempers cool, while time helps us get things into perspective. We who wait are both wise and mature. Isn't that so funny on the heels of that last meditation? How can I use time to help heal the sores of anger? In my question and answer, one of the things I was asked was what's some of the most valuable lessons I've learned in the last year. And this was one of the things I actually left out, was the pause button. You know, when I'm going through something, back in the day, or much of my life, anger has been my go-to emotion. And, you know, anger is a secondary emotion that is covering up pain, hurt, embarrassment, shame, guilt. And, you know, I don't like how I act when I'm angry. I don't like how I act towards other people. I am later embarrassed by how I have acted towards other people when I'm, you know, I act out in anger. I don't like that. Today, I have tried to stay peaceful, pray, find gratitude for any situation, talk to my sponsor, hit the pause button. I mean, big time, hit it, pause. Sometimes I visually even see a pause button. I'm like, pause button, you know? And I think to myself, I do not have to respond to this situation, you know, until tomorrow. I don't have to, like, have you ever gotten like, okay, a text message from somebody like in your family or something, and you're like, seriously? Like, I'm not, it's 8 o'clock, I'm going on a vacation, I don't want to deal with this right now. And sometimes we get so frustrated that we respond out of anger, right? Today I've learned I don't have to respond. I don't have to respond tonight. I don't have to respond tomorrow. I don't have to respond for a week if I don't want to. If they get angry with me for not responding, all I have to say is I was taking some time to think about how I wanted to respond. If they get angry about that, then they're forcing me to make a decision. I'm not going to be forced to make any decision today. I want to be able to stand behind the things I say and the things that I do. And I'm not always going to do that. I'm still going to make mistakes, right? I'm still going to act out in anger at some point. I'm human. I'm not perfect. And so are you. And you will do the same thing. But if we can limit it, you know, if we can start taking a look at things that happen to us and hit the pause button and realize that we don't have to act out in anger, we don't have to respond to anger. You know, when somebody comes at us with anger, or even if it's passive aggression, okay? Like, I am somebody that if you come at me with passive aggression, if you're passive aggressive all day long, like, that really just fires me up, right? And so I have to be very, very careful that I don't respond to that similarly, you know, out of anger. And I grew up with, my mother was very passive aggressive. I have grown up with some truly, truly passive aggressive people. And so today, though, that's something that really, like, it fires me up. And I have to be careful of that, you know, in my life. When, you know, I'm just walking through my daily life and somebody's being really passive aggressive with me, I have to be like, can we just talk this out? Like, what is really going on here, you know? Sometimes they're not ready to, and I have to realize that. Sometimes I'm not ready to. And I realize that today, I don't have to respond or react right away. I can sit on it. I can think about it. I don't have to. I was talking to somebody yesterday. This was so great. And we were talking, and she said to me, she goes, you know, like, she was telling me about somebody she was talking about responding to, and she said, you know, I told them I may not respond to you right away, so don't get your feelings hurt if you don't hear from me in a day or two. Sometimes I like to sit on things for a week and really think about it. That, I think, is a wise person, you know? Not only are they making that decision to sit on it and, you know, pause on it, but they're also letting the other person know that they're going to do it so the person doesn't get their feelings hurt. I think that's really smart. You know, what the other person does with it at that point is on them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that meditation. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.